Go ahead.
Finna drop the light and set this game on fire. See me burn to death before I retire. Everybody surprised they spit this hot. Like how the white boy gets game on lock.
How that white boy?
Yeah.
I gotta work on like turning that down.
The intro you definitely
gotta crank that down in post.
Can be improved a little.
What's happening, everybody? This is Shit Happens When You Party Naked, and I'm your host, Jason. I am with my main man, Bryan.
Hello.
We've talked about you on previous podcasts. We've mentioned you on
Did
previous
you shit
episodes.
on me thoroughly?
Well, I don't know that we shit on you, but we definitely blamed you for all of the nasty porn on my phone.
Oh, all of it, really?
All of the nasty porn on my phone. All of the nasty porn.
Oh, okay.
So the
By
normal
definition,
porn, we didn't blame you for the normal porn.
All right.
But like definitely the animals mounting human beings.
Yeah, that was me.
That was you.
That was me.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we recorded a couple episodes last night as well.
We did.
But shit really does happen when you party naked.
Yeah.
And last night, I feel like we were living up to our...
I feel like it was a bunch of grown men with beards yelling over each other.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. It was a bearded crew last night.
Yeah, it was.
That was pretty nice.
There was some beards.
So those episodes, I will get around to publishing. Yeah, we're gonna need to edit a little bit.
So once I'm done editing out all the shit that was said, and you guys can enjoy this wonderful entertainment we put together for you.
Quite possible making sure that we're all like completely coherent. Because I think there may not be. I mean, it might not have been totally coherent.
We can call it a mix track. How's that? It'll be.
Yeah, so I will get around to publishing that, but I'm glad that you were able to stop by.
It was fun.
Chat a little bit today, maybe catch up on last night. You can fill me in on some shit that I don't
remember.
Yeah,
at some point you were kind of just there, you know? It was fun.
I was along for the ride. I felt very much as if I was not the host of a podcast last night. I was along for a ride that you and Chris were taking me
on. The beverage or the food?
It might have been a little bit of both, and I really like to blame you and Chris for just... Yep. I mean, you guys took me for a ride last night.
That's you're welcome.
I feel like it was like a burlap sack over the head and then punched me in the back of the fucking head.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys like loaded me into your rape van at gunpoint. Yep. You know what I mean? Like I was bound and gagged.
Let's be honest, it didn't take a gun.
Smelled like ass in there.
I didn't need to use a gun. It was you were pretty willing. As always.
Jumped right in. I was like, ooh, free candy on the side of that van. Let's jump on in.
Sweet. You want to touch on any topics we did last night?
I mean, we could probably just recap things,
or we could touch some new topics.
Let's get into some new stuff. This is our first. Well, this is my first sober episode.
I was going to say this is.
I'm just drinking coffee right now.
It's
Sunday early afternoon, and I have my wits about me.
It's not too bad.
This is like the one part of the podcast that my mom will enjoy listening to. I think last night might be a little too much for her. I think at one point I did apologize to my mother.
You apologized to an uncle as well, I do believe.
An uncle?
Yeah, maybe.
An uncle?
I thought you did, yeah.
Why would I apologize to my uncle?
I don't know. It sounded sincere. It was during the rant about penis piercings.
I feel like how do you remember clearly how much time we spent on penis piercings in general?
I would say we spent in total 2 different times. One of like 8 minutes and one of like 10. So there was a good amount of penis piercing talk.
Well, when you have a man like Chris on the show, and he is rather proud of his relatively recent penis piercing.
And anytime you get random erections, I feel like it should be talked about with people.
I feel like you should share that with people.
I do as well.
I kind of feel like...
Helps you deal with them.
I feel like if sharing stories of random erections was entertaining, then every 15-year-old boy would have a podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
Fact.
I mean, that is like the age for random boners, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then like the bell rings and you're like, fuck, it's time for me to get up from this fucking desk.
Every time you have to stand up. You're checking. All right, and you got to do the belt tuck. You know, you tuck that thing up,
tuck it behind the belt.
And hopefully, if you do a belt tuck, it doesn't pull a peekaboo on you. If your shirt slips to the side,
that's the thing though. Is like you gotta make sure you got a shirt that comes down long enough.
That shit can fuck people up.
You're not wearing some like low rise shirt because you could like have the little tip.
I mean, how would you feel?
Tuck it,
you're like a 15-year-old kid coming out of math class. You look at your buddy. You're like, oh, he got new shoes, and all of a sudden there is the head of his penis hanging out. I mean, peekaboo.
Yeah, That's happened to me on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
My wife's giving me a weird look.
Is that a weird one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
learning.
Are you learning about the way young boys have to... Well, you have to conceal the erection. I think that's only... And you can't help the erection. I mean, you get the erection.
And it all depends on what type of underwear you're wearing. If you're like a boxer's kid... You know what I mean? It depends.
Yeah, back then I was a boxer kid.
You know?
Now I just...
Because sometimes boxers, you can get wrapped up in them, like the sheets at night. So if you get an erection, it could act like a sail, and it holds it straight out on you. It doesn't allow it to come back because it's all wrestling your boxers.
Yeah.
You know, your boxers have your dick in a fucking headlock.
And I think that you just made a very good argument for going commando, just not wearing underwear at all.
Except for the backside of the zipper.
Well, I feel like I oftentimes wear jeans without underwear, and I don't really, I was worried at first, maybe my first couple of times I was thinking, man, like.
That zipper is sharp.
Yeah, I've got a zipper right up against my flesh. That is just
like a ninja blender, like a mini ninja blender.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't want to stick your penis in a Nutri Ninja. Absolutely not. But I actually, I found that like maybe that little element of danger was... I liked it. Like, like there is a zipper right up against my penis, and I do like to live dangerously. I'm like, I'm like some kind of,
It's like just sitting up there against the cold steel.
Yeah, like I'm some kind of badass because I don't wear underwear. I get it. Yeah.
I tried that without socks. And my feet just ended up smelling like shit. So
yeah. How surprised are you that we didn't see Chris's penis last night? Because we talked about it enough.
I know, especially the picture.
I am
talking about the picture of his penis pierced, and then it didn't come out. I was surprised too.
I am shocked that he didn't. I mean, he was sitting right there. I'm surprised that he didn't just stand up at one point
and be like, "Gotcha,
flop, here it is." Yep. Look at my dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I kind of
ting the piercing against something and play like a little tune for us.
Drop it on the table and just like
chopsticks with
sound like my ring hitting the table.
That could be your new mix track, the entry to your when shit happens when you part naked. Yes,
we'll get a xylophone and we'll have him play the xylophone with his dick.
Dude,
ding ding ding
ding ding ding ding
ding ding ding ding ding.
All right,
a dick xylophone.
A dick, dude. That is
dick piercing xylophone. I'm getting a xylophone. I'm gonna go get a fucking Fisher Price xylophone. We should patent that.
We got to patent dick xylophone, and what was the one? Oh, cock tongue.
We got to get Chris back here to play the xylophone, or one of us got to get our penises pierced.
Do you remember cock tongue from last night?
Yeah, I remember cock tongue, like the alien, where like the penis comes out instead of a little alien head coming out.
That was a topic.
Your cock tongue tastes like ass. I feel like that might have been the quote of the evening last night. Is your cock tongue tastes like ass?
Your fucking cock tongue tastes like ass right now.
Why would you expect a cock tongue to taste like anything besides ass?
Oh, it would have to taste like ass.
It has to. I mean, if it doesn't taste like ass, it's like what have you been doing?
What do you do with that thing?
Yeah, what have you been doing?
I know.
What do you brush? Like,
holy
fuck that.
Fuck. Do you gurgle with that thing in your mouth?
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm getting a weird look from my wife again because I don't. We've watched the Alien films somewhat recently, haven't we? We watched Alien Covenant pretty recently.
That's a good diversion by you to change topics. You kind of.
I like to weave in film.
I noticed how well you did that.
Yeah.
I hate to throw you under the bus, but that was a good job.
Well, I mean, we can only talk about
back to Alien and
so
not
much.
Cock.
But
mouth, tongue, and ass.
Well, I mean, I'm also trying to paint a picture for any listeners who are, you have to imagine that alien from the Aliens film, and the little head comes out.
Projectile mouth,
just imagine
tongue.
A pierced cock.
Yeah.
Instead, and of course, it would smell like poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to. So that was actually a pretty wonderful topic of conversation last night before we started talking about the series.
We talked about serious stuff. It seemed like we wanted to talk about serious things so that this could actually have some value to it.
I like, and I mean, we've had...
But what happened when we did that? It was rambling.
Yeah, we had sort of two opinions, which is great. You want to have this diversity of opinion, and I wouldn't want it to just be like one-sided conversation, but
a little bit too under the influence to control the conversation. So
it was just a little bit, a lot going on at once.
And you were like Captain Technical Difficulty last night.
Yeah,
with the mics and
I'm still learning some of this stuff. I mean, we're only on episode 4,
learning.
So.
That's a good.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I can't believe I wanted to do this. Fuck you.
Yeah, I know. This was your idea again. Not my idea. If people that knew me were like, you record yourself, you let somebody record you when you talk about stuff?
Some kind of fucking snitch?
The stuff that comes out of your mouth, dude, not a good idea.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I think that probably a lot of people do think that. Like, why would you record the fucking dumb shit you say?
Like, you're going to have to put posters on the wall that say different things on them for topics that we shouldn't bring up so that we can, look up and be like, all right, I got to remember not to talk about child pornography.
Actually,
that would be a sensitive topic.
Wait, why would you not want to talk about child porn? That's ridiculous.
People get sensitive when you talk about it.
Well, if we're talking about how bad it is and how much we hate child porn, I mean, it's obvious it's terrible.
But also, there's a side it's hilarious for demented people like you and I to talk about how it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we were talking about something in very loose theoretical terms, not like a specific person, not in any kind of, in a humorous manner. But I do think a whiteboard back there is a good idea, actually.
For non-topics.
Please don't talk about child pornography.
Racism.
Please don't mention. Yeah, if you're in the Klan, don't tell my wife because. Yeah, don't tell my wife if you're in the Klan, right? Because we established in an earlier episode we're not fans. We don't like
this whole topic. Is one of those things goes on the board.
Yeah, should be on the board. I was thinking just quotes I don't know.
It was even with. I mean, I guess we did bring up the transgender topic.
Yeah, we talked transgender, which. I thought it was good having you and Chris because it could be point counterpoint, and you can have kind of both sides of.
I feel like anytime I've brought that topic up with someone that I know is, I could say more of a caring, all around caring individual. Then some people don't care as much about what they doesn't involve them.
Yeah.
But he does, so they have a certain standpoint on everybody is to do what. They feel like they can do as long as they have support.
Well, it's an interesting, what you were talking about last night is pretty interesting in that, parents make medical decisions for their children. When the child is a minor, you entrust the parent. And so it's not just a transgender issue, but it also becomes an issue with vaccinations and stuff like that, where you have a parent who's making medical decisions for a minor. And those decisions, you want to hope that they're making good decisions for the child, but they may not be making, you might choose to not have your child vaccinated, for instance, and then, the kid dies of the flu.
Or say you have a transgender parent that has a child, and maybe are they more apt to support, and that child they have would end up transgender then because of the environment, or
I don't know. Yeah,
their parents' ability to be I had that procedure. Go ahead,
and
we can get you it.
You would at least, I think, you would at least be able to presume that it would be a more supportive environment for any type of, if your parent is transgender, then they're probably going to be very supportive of whatever whatever you wind up deciding to do, particularly if you do decide to do something that's a little less traditional.
I guess it was more, the topic too was more based on post-op transgender, not just someone relating, but getting a full-blown penis sheath.
Yeah, which, that's not reversible?
I think once you cut it one way, I don't believe cutting it the other way is. I think
once you fillet the penis, you're telling me that there's no unringing that bell end. There's no putting that penis back together.
I don't believe so.
All the king's horses and all the king's men are not going to be able to get your penis reformed
back together
after it's been made into a vagina.
Yeah. So, and especially if it's been used as a vagina, you'd think it would be a little bit, beat up.
But how far are we?
Maybe you think if they got really big cock, it would stretch it out. Then when they turn back into a dude, their cock would be huge.
Yeah,
because of how.
Well, that actually was something akin to what I was about to say or to ask you rather was how far off do you think we are from just being able to have whatever penis we want?
Yeah, that was what I was thinking too.
I'm not just talking about turning my penis into a vagina, which I'll have to continue to think about that. I'm not ready to make that decision yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'm considering
by that point.
But what about what about dick enhancement? Once they can install shit in there that I don't know it's make it.
I don't know that much about dick enhancement.
Well,
to be honest,
you should.
I mean,
You're my dick enhancement expert. That's why I have you on the show.
I would think that it would just have to do with a mass amount of blood and flow to an area. So what are they going to put in, like a backup pump? Like a fucking...
Yeah, you hear about these guys that have the pumps
Bane.
in there.
You know, like Bane had the pump on the back. He turned the lever, but he got huge, but it would be just his dick.
It would just be your dick, yeah.
Dick.
Which seems way more useful.
Way more.
Way more useful than
unless that shit broke, and then we're back to random erections.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I suppose, like, you'd always full circle indeed.
Full
circle indeed. I was going right back to tucking that thing under your belt. You know what I mean? Like the random erections.
Full peekaboo. We did it. We came right back around, folks. How long did it take?
It didn't take very long. I think we're only. I usually start a timer just to know when I'm at an hour.
Good job, Captain Technical Difficulty.
I'm going to blame you for feeding us all those fucking edibles last night, you goddamn animal.
Yeah, I didn't put anything in your mouth per se.
I mean, not at that point last night.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little bit later, but I do kind of feel like you definitely got everybody to eat some edibles, which was quite nice. Those gummies, I couldn't believe when I found that empty package of gummies this morning.
It didn't take a lot of convincing on my end, I don't think. I feel like it was more of just like, look, they're there, and people were like, ooh.
Please don't eat all of my weed.
Oh, looky, I can.
I can't set my weed down in front of you people for even an instant, and you ate it all, you assholes.
Yep, it's fun to watch.
Yeah,
knowing it's harmless.
Yeah, obviously. was that enjoyable for you last night? Or you're like, I'm fucking all of these people up. You showed up. I think we were all having a few drinks, but I don't think anybody was.
Then you force fed me a drink when I was trying to eat. Trying to enjoy my cold fucking tacos.
I just wanted you to enjoy your cold fucking tacos with a little shot of vodka.
Yeah,
that was all. I was just thinking about you.
You have time to grab a drink? Is there? Is with your coffee?
Well,
because shit happens when you party naked.
I mean, yeah, it does. It does. And
I interrupted Jay. He was studying. Very diligently. You should have seen him going.
I had my book out. I was studying.
Then I came here again and just fucked it all up.
Can't wait. Yeah, you did. Because just like you did last night. I was just thinking you came in. We were all like polite and well behaved. We had some music playing. It was very classy evening.
Some very personal conversation going on here last night.
That's what happens when you show up and you start giving everybody starts vaping your shit and eating your gummies, and then everybody turns into a fucking madhouse. It's a bunch of animals crawling around on the floor.
I feel like that vape was yours, and it was here before I even arrived.
Yeah, it was.
So,
but I think
it was a bit of a madhouse I came into, and it was just
but the vape I don't think came out until you got here.
It's like letting tequila in the party. You could drink all night. The second you let tequila in there, it's a fucking wrap.
I agree. I have some friends who destroyed an old tube TV in my backyard after drinking a bottle of tequila.
Where would you even find several years? This wasn't like 2 decades ago?
No, it was like one decade ago. It was like 1 decade
All right,
ago.
Just check.
It was an old tube TV.
Oh, they just keep them lying around next to the LCD.
Well, I don't know where they found it because it wasn't mine, but they destroyed it. I mean...
I have to say, for an apartment in this area, this isn't that bad.
Oh, thank you.
This is actually nice. It's
I
newer thermal-pane windows. Granted, you got the old heat, but this is nice.
Well, thank you.
The kitchen's pretty big.
I appreciate you telling all of my listeners that I live in an apartment and not a palatial estate, and that we're not recording this in some professional studio.
We're definitely not a stone's throw away from the back door of the ghetto, though.
Yeah, that is. You look out that window, and it does remind me how poor people live.
You guys should probably
I like
point
being able to see
camera
all the poor
there all day.
From
and come back and look at the camera because you would.
I sit here a lot. I sit where I'm sitting right here. I do a lot of work right here, and so I do look out that window quite a lot at the poor people. And I think,
up here in your lavish estate,
in my lavish estate, looking down upon the.
You even have a pool.
Yeah, we do have a pool.
That's
right
crazy.
Now it looks pretty fucking nasty. But
I think there's the beginning of a sun deck being built out there.
No, that's actually a what do you call it? It's a
pile of fucked up wood. Yeah,
it's a parking spot for a tenement on wheels.
All right.
It's a parking spot for a tenement on wheels. So that's That is where you would park an RV if you were to park. Yes, that is actually an RV parking spot. There's not an RV park there currently.
Dude, there's nothing like being able to, in New England, in the ghetto, come out your RV and hop in the pool.
I think you've just made my place sound so nice to everybody listening. Everybody's like, fuck, I'm not going over there. If that guy invites me over, Jesus Christ. He's going to drug me the moment I'm in the door. I'm going to wake up. My ass is going to hurt. I'm going to have my boner tucked into my fucking waistband.
Dude, what are you talking about? You have 2 pools. That's crazy.
But only one of those is ours. That other pool.
But you have an adjacent estate property with a pool in it as well.
Yeah, there is another estate next to ours that has a pool also. Yeah. So, it's a nice area of Scummersworth.
Oh, you said locations. I thought we weren't going locations.
Oh, I said the town, not the estate.
Yeah, very close to Dover, England.
Yeah, Dover, England? I think most people know where I'm at.
Yeah.
I have made no secret of it. I'm not hiding from the mafia or anything.
Nope, you're just sitting here on Pornhub all day long.
I'm not worried about somebody coming in and raping me because you can't rape the willing. So I'll be waiting for you.
All right, so what else we got? What else we got?
What else do we got? So
what do you want to touch on?
We did. We kind of touched on the one of the issues we talked about last night, which was the transgender parents making decisions.
Let's roll on. Let's roll on to new topics. What do we got?
New topics.
Let's bring a new topic. We touched on last night. Is there anything in the news that you guys will hear last night when Jay has the time to put it together and get it out to you because it's all fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
But aside from that, what else? It's not a phone.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. I probably should take that.
Dad's calling. Yeah, you could take it on the air if you wanted to. I've done a few phone calls on the air. You just put the phone right up to the mic like this, so the speaker goes into where the mouth should be. And it's actually kind of funny. We've called a few people on air. Called my buddy Nick and made him shotgun a beer. I mean, he got that thing down fast.
Yeah?
Yeah. Called my sister-in-law Ange to ask her a question about Elf on the Shelf. That worked out pretty well, too. I'm really glad she answered. I didn't know where the hell we were going to go with this whole Elf on the Shelf thing. Kind of already talked about Elf on the Shelf more than I ever thought I would. You got to take that?
Yep.
All righty. We'll be right back, everybody, after this quick break to tuck our penises into our waistbands. And we're back from tucking our penises into our waistbands. Boners have been tucked.
Thoroughly tucked.
Although we're supposed to be doing this naked, right? So maybe we shouldn't reveal that we were wearing waistbands because
we have waistbands on to begin with.
Yeah, because shit.
I don't know about the naked part of this show.
Well, it is called "Shit Happens When You Party Naked." I mean, I think that's probably more of a
end result.
Well, it certainly was last night. I woke up fully nude this morning.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much every morning I wake up fully nude. I sleep completely nude.
Completely
nude.
So we were going to touch on a topic when Dad interrupted.
Was it something serious?
No, it's just a new topic.
Yeah, what do you got going on? Anything going on in the news that you're
No, I don't really have much time to watch the news.
Yeah, I actually try to avoid a lot of the news just because it's always... It's just always like,
Yep. We need to plan a vacation.
Shit.
You guys.
Yeah. So you've got a vacation coming up, right?
I do vacation pretty much whenever we can. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, because
this summer for
you
us
and Sally like to go.
Yeah. I mean, our summer
cruises.
is spent. Yeah, the cruises. But in the summer we do the boat camp.
The boat's a lot of fun.
This year it's going to be a lot of paintball.
My wife is so fucking excited about the paintball. By the way.
It's a lot of fun.
Fucking excited.
We give a shout out to all the paintball guys that might be listening to the normal crew out there.
The regular crew.
They know who they are. But it's a good time.
The turd nuggets.
It is just another great example of being able to act like a child, but being an adult.
Yeah, there's a remarkable amount of gray in both of our beards, and yet, especially last night, we're just acting like children.
I get
teenagers, I guess. I mean, not.
It's fun.
Certainly
not.
Paintball's
the same way, but you have to have, it's athletic and there's teamwork, but it's still just a blast. Acting like a child, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I recommend it for all ages.
I'm consistently surprised by my wife, and she's like, "Fuck yeah, paintball, fuck yeah." She's so down. Do any of the other girls play?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Like Sally and
Sally won't, which is odd. It's just because the bruising fact. She does bruise easily, like a lot of girls, and I think just being constantly covered in welts, the potential of welts on her neck.
Yeah.
With
and
her
then people
work.
are going to be like, what, does Bryan beat you?
Yeah,
and
they'd be like, what is going on? Is he putting cigars out on you during some weird, crazy, ritualistic sex you guys have? Or what? I mean, I can't have people sniffing around.
I wouldn't want people, because then they are going to start to wonder, like...
Yeah, I don't need people wondering.
What do you do to
what's
this poor
going on
girl? Yeah,
there? Like,
I don't want anyone coming in and...
It's crazy, especially with a big, my special candy van that I drive around.
The free candy van.
Yeah, I can't have people sniffing around.
You really don't want people sniffing around that van. And I think sniffing around that van would be bad for the people, too, because it probably smells pretty horrible. I see it when you're driving that van and I see it parked, I just think, God damn, it has to smell awful in there.
You're like, that's got to be a magical smell.
I'm so glad that there's a barrier between the environment that I'm inhaling and the interior of that van, because holy fuck, it's got to smell like...
There's no way it's safe in there right now to breathe.
Yeah. No, it's got to just smell like ass. And like sweat and balls.
Just work, sweat, and balls.
Yeah, like old clothes and just that
musty
farting balls.
Just deep farts.
Exactly.
Like that come from deep, the hot ones. A lot of hot magma farts have been put into that upholstery.
It's fantastic.
You know that I've recently been catching quite a bit of flack from at home from farting in the couch.
Oh, your fiance is not a huge fan of the farting into the couch.
She's claiming that they're staying there forever.
They're lingering in the. I would be a little bit worried about that too. Like I'm not a superstitious man, but I believe that a fart might linger.
How long though? She's saying it's forever. She swears by it.
That would depend. Are you shitting on the couch?
No, I'm just farting.
Okay, so there's
sometimes
not like... I'm a little worried about sitting at your place next time I come over. I'm a little worried about... Like, I'll be fine.
You just
Jason,
wrapped in a cloud.
You can have a seat on a couch. I'm good standing.
I'll stand.
I'll stand right over here. It's cool. I'm just exercising my feet a little bit. I'm just gonna stand up. I'm not gonna.
You have a hard time with the concept of women and a lot of flatulence.
What do you mean, like farting around women? I try not to fart around women.
No, but them farting around you.
Women don't fart.
Yeah.
What do you
mean?
What do you say? Well, hold on. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on. You're making the claim.
I think it's time we burst your bubble.
You're making the claim that women fart.
Yeah, they poop too.
No.
I know.
Absolutely not.
It's crazy. I couldn't believe it when I found out.
I was just going to say they don't need to fart because they don't poop. They obviously don't do either.
It just absorbs back into them.
I don't know the inner workings. I'm a D student at best.
We'll have to have a guest appearance. By a non-flatulent female.
You gonna get a girl to fart on the show?
No. We're gonna. I thought they didn't fart.
I thought you were just saying that you're gonna bring a girl on to disprove.
We could do that.
To really fuck my whole world.
We'll have to make sure though it's not a transgender that's really got a penis sheath.
Well, because then, I suppose if it is a transgendered woman who began life as a man, I suppose they probably fart.
It's
right?
Still man ass.
But it has to be connected to the chromosome somehow. That it's it's biochemical.
Yeah.
It's like if you do have that Y chromosome,
there's a lot of science involved in it.
Yeah, but if you don't have the Y chromosome, then you don't fart.
Yeah.
So I think it's just. I'm not.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Again, I'm only in intro to biochem.
Did you just look that up on Wikipedia?
Yeah.
All right.
I actually read about it before you.
All right.
Before this.
What's next? What do we got?
I think maybe having a woman on the show to fart would probably be a new low, even for us. We played a video of a girl coming buckets last night.
You'd have to get another mic.
And,
a special mic.
Well, if you bring a woman onto the show to fart and she farts on my mic, you should get like a little upset.
The most
throw that mic away.
Clear, like high def mic, so it picks up just everything. You can slow it down and break it apart.
Yeah. So if it's just this little, the fart is just this little.
You'll get it. You'll hear it,
and we can magnify it and slow it down. And it sounds like some. Sounds like some of your ass sounds like a wind tunnel. Your girlfriend's ass sounds like a wind tunnel. Jesus,
it's so
man.
crazy. Did somebody just open the car window at 65?
Jesus. Yeah, so that's the kind of classy shit we talk about.
You know, something I was thinking about a couple days ago, I think about quite often is how children growing up now, so many things they won't get to experience, that they won't know, whether it be, payphone or having to, read everything in a newspaper stuff that you don't see them doing. Everything's in the smartphone and this and that. And, I can remember as a kid having a car, your first car, you get a used vehicle, you get it, and then it breaks down and you go to the junkyard and you dig parts out for it. Oh, yeah. And I think about it now, there's no junkyards left, really. There's just a lot of things,
It's a shame there's no more junkyards left. I mean, because the risk of being knifed to death by a hobo and eaten by a junkyard dog is, I really kind of feel like that was part of the thrill.
In the city, up here, junkyards are in the middle of the woods. They were just, places to go dig out what you needed for a vehicle. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I did it, and it was fun,
And it was fun, yeah. You'd leave the body of a hooker back there, kind of like I'll take or you'd these hubcaps. I will leave this dead hooker.
Hooker stays, hubcaps come.
Yeah,
with
so
me.
it's like it's sort of like you're bringing something to return to the earth.
Bingo.
For the hubcaps that you will be taking back with you. So we do have a very lowbrow show. I mean, this is not a very highbrow show. We frequently play the audio of porn. Like last night, the lady gushing all over the place.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You forgot about that? The lady getting...
the puddle? Yeah.
Yeah, there was a reason they weren't on the couch, and it wasn't because you were farting on it. It was because they didn't want to soak that fucking futon.
They did not want to soak.
At any rate, we do talk about some serious stuff as well. Like, we've talked about...
guns and transgender.
And I think, I think the topic of like... kids not being able to experience their youth the way we experienced our youth is kind of a...
Yep.
I mean, I agree with you. I feel like a lot of generations feel that way. When you get a little older, you look back and you think, man, the kids are not going to be able to experience things the way I did. Like I talked to Christina a little bit about this on the second episode. We talked about porn. When you were 15... What was it, like 1995-ish?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, so we're about the same. We're about the same age, so it would have been about 1995.
It was all on paper.
And yeah,
or
so you didn't
seconds
have,
of blip on a black and white, or on a TV that the back channel
like
late at night.
You're trying to get get the antenna just right. So you go, God, that's either. That's it. Maybe that was a booby. That might have been a booby. Nope, that was a doorknob. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a booby, but kids these days, they have these magical little
show me the world.
Yeah, and it's just all the porn you could ever want. I don't know. I kind of feel like our struggles as young men trying to like dumpster dive to find a Playboy magazine.
Or stealing dads.
My dad never had any of that. I know of at least.
My dad had plenty.
Sorry, Dad. I just ratted you out.
Yeah, throwing you out there, Dad.
But
great porn stash growing up.
You'd have thanks a lot for that one, Dad. I had to make friends with kids whose dads had porn and go beat it over there like a normal
like
kid,
a wild man,
like a savage. Honey, what are you doing in the garage? Oh my God, nothing. Just sitting on your dad's motorcycle, jacking off.
Yep. That's all.
So I do think the kids these days. I mean, it's like you can. The shit that we watched, you can watch a Colombian guy get kicked in the fucking sack, and I don't feel like I got that as a 15-year-old so much.
Nope.
I feel like I really had to. I had to really wait for that.
You don't have to search far for great things now when it comes to.
It's all at your fingertips.
Creative.
It's all at your fingertips, and I do think it is too bad. These kids are, they're just growing up too fast.
They're desensitized.
I mean, at 15, watching a man get kicked in the scrotum, I think that might be. Like, you should probably wait till you're 16 to watch that video. I mean, 15 is just
or at least the ones of them glazing that woman with the feces. That one, you should be a certain age before you see that.
That one, I think you should be dead before you see that. I don't think you should
need to see it.
No, you just don't need to see that. Because that actually was...
Because she had shit covered.
Well, and these were girls pooping on another girl, which, as I have already established, is scientifically inaccurate. So it was clear to me that video was all like CGI trickery. That it was all pudding. It probably came out of Lucasfilm.
Their ass full of pudding.
I don't believe what I saw.
JELLO.
It's like some Pixar shit.
Yeah,
literally Pixar shit. Yeah. It was they computer animated some women pooping, and I don't. That's why I don't believe it. I don't believe it because women don't.
It doesn't exist.
They don't do that. That's not. That's false.
Can't happen.
That is false. You should see how I run when my wife goes into the bathroom and I'm in there brushing my teeth or something and she sits down on the toilet. You should see how fast I fucking run. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Let me give you your privacy. I'm fucking. I'll go.
There's a black hole down there. This can't be happening.
Yeah, la 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 la. The ears covered. Just la 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 la. You know. I'll go wait outside.
Yeah.
Do what you must. I'll go wait outside. We must. We have to continue this fantasy. We don't want to. We don't want to ruin it.
Yep.
I'm like that one kid who's
this was
12 and still believes in Santa.
It's true. This would be your first sober. Shit happens when you party.
This is the first time. So if it's terrible, guys, I'm sorry.
Yep.
We
did our best.
It is because I have not had anything to drink. It is like 1 p.m. on a Sunday, and I'm just trying to hold it down because I got to study for my biochem.
You should take topics from people that we can touch on.
I should. And in fact, if you do want to hit us up with any questions,
give us a topic.
Topics, yeah. Jason.alme, ALME @teamalme.com. Feel free to shoot me an email, and
we will pretty much take anything.
Yeah. I mean, even just email me to tell me to go fuck myself.
Worst case scenario, it ends up on the wall.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, the wall of things not to mention.
The wall of shame.
Do not mention women farting to Jason. That does not happen at all. It's not true.
Yeah, we have morals.
Occur.
I mean,
yeah. Well, this is a classy highbrow show.
This is.
We talk serious stuff too, though. I mean,
I believe last night you made a point of saying it wasn't. Eyebrow show.
Well, I think that might have been at the point that you were showing everyone video of women pooping on each other.
I might have.
I think at the point where both of you and Chris had your cell phones out and you both had like dueling porn on your cell phones. I think that was the point where I was thinking, why the fuck am I doing this?
You know,
I wanted to have serious conversations.
You know the greatest
with people
thing about when you
emotions.
When you get videos like that, the thing that really gets me every time I get a video from someone and I give it to someone, I'm thinking they're thinking the same thing I thought when I got it, and they're like, "Damn, like this is the dude I get my fucked up videos from."
Yes,
it's always usually one or two guys in your feed, and it's always the same thing. But the thing is, they're getting those videos from someone else, so you think how fucked up you think they are, and then imagine the person they're getting their shit from.
Yeah, you have to wonder who
where's it all start? Is there one masterminded, completely fucking?
It's called the prime mover of porn.
The prime.
It was an old Greek philosophy. They wondered, what is the prime mover? If everything has a cause and effect,
the initial point of all porn.
Yeah, there must be a prime mover that had no cause. Yeah. What must that be? And in this case, it probably is the devil.
Yep.
I mean, we're talking about Satan spewing porn out into a phone.
Nowadays with technology,
it trickles down to us.
We could go way deeper than that. We could almost say that it's just a randomly programmed algorithm. It's a computer that's just generating a really fucked up minded computer. Some artificial intelligence porn. How about that?
So we created AI, and
it decides
gives
to
us women shitting on each other.
Yes, to fuck with us.
That's not what I thought. I thought it would just wipe us all out and we'd die, but
the world's a funny place, Jay.
Well, maybe it's trying to kill us a little.
Slowly killing us.
Like we're just gonna, instead of using nuclear bombs,
we're going to inject
make videos.
them with fucked up porn.
Yes, we're just gonna make videos of women shitting on each other and
men getting violently kicked in the testicles.
Like, why bomb them if I can just get them to kill themselves?
Yeah,
just put enough
your
of that
eyes
out in the
out
world and
some Event Horizon shit.
Yeah, that's a great movie too.
Great flick.
Wow,
great.
That's a good one.
Movies, that's a good topic.
I do agree that movies is a good topic. I do love films, as you could tell by those. If you've been in the living room.
I don't mean just porn movies.
No, like actual movies too. Like the ones where people don't fuck each other or poop on each other. Yeah.
Those quality films too. Of that sort.
Those are good ones. Yeah, I mean, because you're only going to watch so much porn. Once you're done choking yourself and masturbating. It doesn't take long
sometimes.
It's nice to watch a Denzel Washington movie.
Thing is, once you've finished and then you're thinking about it, and the all reality, the porn is very poorly shot, and their acting's not that great. But in the beginning, you're like, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah,
porn is so, oh my God, they're definitely siblings. That's just it's so crazy.
They look just like each other.
And then afterwards, you're like, oh my God, like she's black and he's white. Why did
I believe that they were related?
What happened? I mean, what type of porn is this? What's the name of this porn? Oh my God, I'm watching this type of porn.
He was adopted, so
I know. So it's okay.
that is why he's Caucasian, but they're still technically brother and sister, if not,
Ooh, I just thought of another sensitive topic.
Uh-oh.
It's a bad one.
Incest?
It was going there, we were talking about random erections.
Yeah.
Then you thought about random erections. We could make a topic for weirdos. Random erections from family members. Yeah, that's a fucked up topic.
Yeah, that is a pretty fucked up topic, indeed.
Oh, I wish Chris was here for this one.
Yeah, he might.
Shout out to Chris. This topic's for you, bud.
What's up, Chris? We love you, buddy.
Yes. Random erections from family members.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much experience I have with this topic, actually.
Yeah, to try to think about it.
Are we talking about, like, second cousins? Is kind of acceptable? Or are we talking about, like, grandma?
It could go either way. I definitely would hope not. It would be the grandmother's side of things.
I mean, if the pie is good, I mean, if she makes that mean apple pie every Thanksgiving, I mean, you might get it's just you can't help it. It's
like if you go through some old porn in your grandparents' house and you find porn and you're looking at it, it's old porn, and then you find out it was your grandmother.
Yeah,
then we could talk about.
Yes,
then
you're
we
like,
could
look
talk
at these old people.
Like that would be okay to talk about inappropriate random erections over family members.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is an instance in which it's plausible.
Yeah.
We might have to pause this again for me to go throw up.
Yeah.
I think, we might have to pause this again.
I could do some elevator music.
But, that's pretty good. Maybe we should veer into a more, like, a sensitive...
How about this? This topic came up with some people, some friends. The age at which to stop breastfeeding a child.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, cultures differ.
I think when the lady is past a certain point, like past 55, I don't think she can breastfeed anymore. So
how old for the child, though?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Well, 27?
Dude, past 55, that would be like sucking on a bag of protein powder, like there's no moisture left in those puppies.
I had a buddy, shout out to my homeboy Pete, who he wanted to make a protein powder out of human breast milk.
It would probably be great for you.
It would probably be great for you. It'd be like
mining the milk would be an issue.
And it would be
cultivating
the
milk.
5 pounds of dried human breast milk
would be like
protein powder.
A few $100s.
It would be very expensive,
and it wouldn't be that worth it when it came to the actual amount of protein. Granted, it would be better, but also there's so many other things that come in breast milk that are great for you.
Oh yeah, like immune factors and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so you
exactly.
Pass on a lot of that immunity.
Which I don't know if you'd be able to get that many different milks in one, and it'd be tough to do.
I feel like also when you had like a chocolate flavor and a vanilla flavor, that people would...
I think it should be only offered in natural.
All natural.
All natural flavor.
Sweet cream.
Just so it's like, what did she have for breakfast? Was she eating a lot of fruit in her diet?
Or maybe she drinks a lot and that's why she's donating her breast milk.
Yes,
because she just has the habit to keep up with.
Dude, that would be like having that whipped cream that had alcohol in it, but it would just be breast milk.
Mm-hmm. I had some of that in my coffee yesterday.
Yep.
It's a little like rum chata.
Just a little squirt.
It was this little rum chata thing that contained rum. It was this little coffee creamer, one of those little individual wrapped, which a lady gave me at my optometrist's office at 8 in the morning the other day. I told her I was a little nervous because they were thinking about injecting my eyeball with a needle. And I was like, wow, if they're going to do that, they really should let you get drunk first. Give you a warning, like, before you come to the office, hey, you got to know, we're going to inject you in the eyeball.
I'm about to stick a fucking needle in your eye.
This is your warning to get fucked up before you come in here, because we're going to, I mean, I don't want to have to do that sober. I don't know about anybody listening, but if you're going to stick some fucking needle in my eye, at least have the decency to let me get drunk first, please. At least.
Let me get fucked up.
I mentioned that in the lobby, and this lady right across the lobby from me, like, trying to be helpful, she's like, oh, honey, I got something for you. Here you go. And literally throws me this rum chata. It was like this little shot of rum chata creamer. It was like a really big creamer packet, like the one you'd get at a diner or something like that. But it was like the size of 3 of them.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. This is all I got to offer you. Like, she was sorry she didn't have like a bottle of moonshine.
She just happened to have
like I couldn't crack a mason jar.
Random alcoholic beverage packets just tucked away in her purse.
Yeah, so that was a fantastic experience for me to be given alcohol by a complete and total stranger at 8 a.m. on a weekday.
That was cool.
I thought, this lady probably parties pretty fucking hard. I'm working on getting her on the show. So
she'd be a blast.
Yeah, she's gonna be pretty awesome. I can't wait to hear her life stories, because I think part of the intrigue of having a podcast, of doing this type of thing, is that when you talk to people, you get to talk about whatever comes to mind, which is like all this dumb shit we've been saying. But then, you do get to talk about serious stuff too, life stuff. Like Earl told us about some of his experiences in Vietnam. This is obviously a pretty serious, like he was opening up and sharing this life experience. It's really wonderful. And I do like to encourage people to also be like, open up, talk about your life a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I'll talk about like my some of my medical shit. Like I mentioned, like I was going to get an injection into my eyeball because I've got diabetic retinopathy. Very light. They can't treat it yet because it's really, really early stage. But it's obviously a side effect, a byproduct, a complication of being a type 1 diabetic.
Yeah,
is that I've got this retinopathy that's developing. They're going to keep track of it. Thankfully, they're not going to stick any needles in my eyeball yet. But
not just yet.
That does sound like a pretty fucking horrible thing. Is like getting a needle. How are you going to even hold me still for that? I was like, surely I'll be unconscious for you to stick a piece of metal in my eyeball, right? And they're like, no, we'll do it when you're awake. I'm like, really? How the fuck do you get somebody to stay still for that?
Maybe you not even see it coming in.
I don't think you do. You look down. So you look down like this, and then they raise your eyelid up here, and they inject it from the top
in the actual eyeball.
I think you're right. They numbed me when I was in.
It.
Yeah, they gave me these eye drops that numbed me up, and then she had this thing. It looked like a tamper, like if you've ever smoked a cigar or a pipe. You use a tamper to kind of push that pipe tobacco down into the bowl of the pipe. She had something like that, and she held it right up to my eye and goes do 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 do, and she tapped my eye rapidly.
Yeah.
She was like that, just tapped my eye about a dozen times rapidly, and that checks the pressure within the eyeball, the fluid pressure inside there. But it was a very, very odd sensation for her to just
on your eye.
on the center of my eyeball, and you're like looking at this thing as it strikes your eyeball,
scratching your brain.
Yeah, and it because it's striking the eye, you can. The lens moves a little bit, so you're like your vision. It's almost psychedelic, like this wave. It's like a ripple effect, almost like when you drop a rock into a pond and it ripples. It was like rippling from the center, like out in my vision, and it was like doom doom doom. It was really kind of trippy. I kind of wish I had actually had a few drinks before that eye appointment, but it was 8 a.m. on a weekday, and I was I have some standards. I know it doesn't seem like it. We watch a lot of porn on this show. But I do have some standards. So you got anything going on in your life? Anything serious?
A whole bunch.
What do you got? Tell us about you, Bryan. Why are you on a podcast? What makes you interesting? Why should people listen to you? Besides the rape van, you don't want to get caught up in the rape van.
There's too much going on, and there's always something going on between working at potentially building a new greenhouse for medicinal marijuana growth in Maine. There's a few things that I'm really.
So you can make more gummies. For everybody.
Business is good. Work is good. It's busy. As always, I can't complain. Like I said, we got to plan a vacation.
Are you concerned about? Marijuana laws changing? We're
I'm
in
not
Maine,
so much interested in. Obviously, the rec market is a huge market and this and that, but it's
but it
I'm
helps.
more of a guarantee. Like, I know the medicinal market is always going to be there, and it's a need. It's actually doing something to fill a need other than recreation.
Yeah.
It's. I think growing medicine is amazing. I think the ability to do that in our country is something that we should have. I think, it's about time.
Well, and we're talking about growing a plant. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Granted, yes, there's so many sides to this.
With marijuana, it's not a really huge deal, right? But if you started growing poppy seeds,
I just feel like there's so many things to the cannabis plant that we could be using, and it is a huge crop. A huge crop that I think is neglected, all because of the same reason that our country is still treating people with chemotherapy and radiation for cancer. There's just the old ways are so stuck in place. And eventually, I hope for our country's sake that they turn and we can really get some positive growth where it's.
Well, it seems like the legalization of marijuana is just I mean,
it's happening, but it's a slow task, state by state.
I guess I was wondering more like, are you concerned that there is some pushback? Like in recent years, it seems like a lot of states are opening up.
Yep.
First, it was
New Hampshire
the medicinal.
just did again. Maine is medicinal. New Hampshire's medicinal.
And a lot of states are now opening to rec as well.
I could care less about the rec market, to be completely honest. I'm really more interested.
Really, because it seemed like your market last night was all recreational use.
Well, last night it was, and but I mean, for the sale of it, I'm not trying to be a drug dealer per se.
Well, that's the beauty of it.
I know it's rec,
though,
but the thing is, as soon as it goes rec, it's going to be even easier for people under the age and for people that aren't to get it. I know there's going to be laws saying you can't go in and buy for your friends, just like alcohol.
But
it's
like
going
tobacco.
to
You can
be that much easier. And I do believe that marijuana should be taken and considered at different age groups. And I don't think
18 or 21.
I can't say that
what do you think? 18, 21?
I mean, I smoked when I was
15?
Way younger than all that.
But I think most people do
say that it's
the
right thing, I can't say that it helped me in my life when I was that age.
Yeah.
Whether it was fun or not, that's different. Now, looking back at it, I could say I might have been far more productive and there could have been things, but I might not have ended up where I am now, and I'm happy and I love the life I live, so it's... it could go either way, but I'd say 18 at least.
I think a lot of kids do experiment. I mean, I know that when I was a young teenager, I smoked weed with my friends and stuff like that. My first experience smoking weed were...
on the fact of the age group, if you were to consider the age of alcohol, 21. So for intoxication that would cause you not to be able to drive, it starts at 21. So I feel like maybe marijuana should also be at that, because if you are truly really high, then driving can be... It can be something that your response time's not as good. It can be dangerous.
Yeah.
You can be. There's such thing as DWI for marijuana. So I feel like anything that can impair you that much, maybe it should be the age.
I know after eating some of the edibles that you have given me in the past,
you can't do shit.
I have sat on that fucking couch and thought, oh my God.
Drive.
I've sat like locked, every joint locked, every muscle locked, squeezing that fucking couch for dear life, like I'm gonna fall off the fucking couch, and thinking like, no, I wouldn't be able to drive like that. Holy shit. I'd be going 5 miles an hour and everybody would be like, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
So there's things that go with it, but I definitely want to be on involved
you're not
in it
worried
as it
about,
grows.
You're not worried about like Jeff Sessions saying that, the federally they want to push back. I mean, I think the states have been pretty cool about opening up, and I certainly
Once again, the feds, they will try to come in and kind of fuck everything up, so we'll see.
But you don't think that the money is going to, because I always thought it'll eventually become, you're going to see Colorado open it up to recreational use. You're going to see the amount of tax revenue that's generated. And then, I mean, everybody's going to say, oh my God, I want a piece of that. Let's make it legal in our state. We'll regulate it like tobacco and alcohol. And we'll generate tremendous tax revenue by letting people legally sell it. And, that could be a good thing too. Like I would rather, let's put it this way. I would rather support someone like yourself who you grow the stuff yourself. You are a businessman. You're able to provide for a family. You're not a cartel smuggling this thing in. You're not lopping anyone's heads off.
Granted, it's a high profit, high return market, which in a lot of those markets there's a lot of corruption and
a lot of cash.
And a lot of mishandling of
a lot
money.
Of this stuff is cash.
Exactly. So there is a lot of and it can't operate like that for a long time. I'd agree. Granted, other people might say, what are you talking about? Why can't we make our own? But it does have to have some, I mean, just in the sense of how OSHA and how safety should be when it comes to the growth in it, and whether, the way these facilities running with all this high voltage and this electricity for the lights and the HVAC, there has to be, guidelines into place for safety alone.
But then that becomes an industry. You just mentioned HVAC.
Yeah.
I mean, these facilities, greenhouses.
It is an industry completely.
There's this whole, it's not just the growing of the marijuana, the processing of the marijuana or the sales of the marijuana, but you've got people now who they might lease land to build greenhouses on because they live in the state.
Already are.
Or you've got people who sell the stuff that you use to build the grow rooms and the lighting and then the HVAC. So you're really talking about employing quite a lot of folks with this.
It's a great,
to me, it strikes me as
industry.
a very, very good thing. I mean, it's kind of like a no-brainer to me.
It's a common sense industry. That's why it's not. You can't stop it.
I think you're probably right. There's no stopping, and I really think That probably is a good thing too, because to get back to what we were saying about, you probably smoked weed the first time when you were, I don't know, 13, 14. I was probably about 14, 15. I was a little
younger. I think I was closer to 13 or 12 in that area.
You were 9 and a half. What?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember it being. I was definitely young. I know that, but it wasn't something I started and continued to do. I think I might have done it once or twice in the course of a year at that age.
No, I actually,
because it used to fuck you up so bad you couldn't do anything but sit there and laugh.
I've probably had more marijuana since I've known you than I had in all of my teen years put together. Okay, so there's that, and then two, I think
that's not true.
I think
that can't be true.
If you hear a bag crinkling, everybody, you can guess what Bryan's doing. He's crinkling a little bag. That's
showing off to Jason.
Yeah, showing off. God, it smells so stanky. That's probably what the back of your van smells like.
No,
actually.
Not at all.
But what I was going to say about being a young person smoking marijuana, I know my kids are going to smoke weed at some point, and probably when they're 14, 15, they'll have their first experience with weed. And wouldn't you rather it be smoking something that was regulated, that was grown organic by a professional? You can trace it back to its source.
Has a
instead
title.
Of some shit. I have friends who used to smoke shit that was laced with other stuff.
Yeah,
there's
because you admit it. If you want to smoke, if you want to use this, you want to do something that's reliable. You want to use a product that is reliable, consistent in potency.
I would want to know, like, if my kids smoke a little weed, okay, that's one thing. But I want to know that they're not. There's not other stuff in there that's tainting that.
I think I see a future cannabis-based edition for Shit Happens When You Party Naked. I think I could bring on a good guest host for us.
I think it would be wonderful to have some guests on. I mean, I think
someone with a lot of passion and knowledge, especially from the side of the growth and actual crop side and the genetics into the seeds and how much. I think it would be amazing to hear. I think if a future episode for
if everyone. I'm thinking of who you're thinking of, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, if you want to talk to him and just tell him, hey,
I think it would be great to have him on.
And he can,
we just, wouldn't be using any names. He goes by many names, but
he could. You know what? He can.
We like to call him Chief. Chief. What we like to call him Chief. We call him Chief.
We could call him Chief.
So we'll bring Chief on. He'll enjoy it.
I think, does he have a fun sense of humor?
Of course he does. He's a friend from
I suppose
way
a friend
back.
Of friend
he's
of
an
yours.
Old friend. He's one of the originals.
You weed him out probably like I do.
A good job.
So if you're not,
is that what happens when you're an asshole? Is that what it's called? You weed him out.
You weed him out. Yeah.
So pretty much what he meant to say is you're a fucking asshole, and eventually, if they're not your good friends, they don't want to be around you.
So they're not spending time with you unless they really like you. Yeah.
Don't forget, Jay. You got to get up on the mic with me.
You
got to get up on this big black thing.
Pretty close.
Yeah. This is how it sounds good though.
Yeah. It sounds great when you're close. I try to tell everybody. I kept trying to tell Earl, get in there. You got to get in there. So you want to be close to the mic. And I've got my second mic it's in California right now getting worked on. They've got to fix it up. They got to change the firmmic on it. But I will have next time you're here when we do this again. We'll have two mics. You and I will each have our own mic. We don't have to huddle around one mic like crackheads.
We do, unfortunately, though. Here we have to wrap up because this day is commencing. I got things we got to do. This was a surprise. This was an extra little gift for everyone to edit over the shit we didn't properly do last night.
Yeah, I think last night was just. I'm glad we did it, but it's also. It's going to take me a little time to process that and get it ready for mass consumption.
I think we should also get video clips that you could post with the audio because it would be kind of funny.
You mean video of the girls pooping on each other? I don't know if
of us during the
of us. Yeah. Okay. I was going to say I don't know if I want to share the video of the girls pooping on each other.
That's
pretty bad.
I only share that with you.
All right. Well, let's get the fuck out of here. You just packed a bowl and it looks like you need to rip that. So let's wrap this bad boy up so I can post this bitch to the internet. And everybody who has listened to the episodes, I really appreciate it. Feel free to shoot me an email. Seek me out on Facebook, Instagram, at Jason Almy, Twitter, at Jason Almy. Hit me up, shoot us an email. Tell me to go fuck myself. That's cool too. Whatever you got to do. In the meantime, everybody have a great week.
Have a good day.
Have a great week.
And we'll see you in a week.
Yeah, tuck your boner into your waistband, everybody.
It in. Watch out for peekaboo.
Watch out for peekaboo. Yeah, don't let the bell end hang out.
Do not peekaboo.
Don't show people your dick.
Alrighty.